on his ability to be resilient under harsh conditions, tested on his creativity and critical thinking, physical fitness, all while maintaining his academic standards. The next step in your journey starts now. At this time, I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Lieutenant Colonel Jason Wayne. Lieutenant Colonel Wayne commissioned as an infantry officer in the United States Military Academy at West Point. His career spans multiple successful operational and staff assignments, including deployments to Iraq, Afghanistan, and Kosovo. He currently serves as the battalion commander for 1st Battalion, 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 3rd Brigade Combat Team in the 82nd Airborne Division. Please join me in a round of applause of welcoming Lieutenant Colonel Wayne.
Good to be second from the Gascot. I'm excited to be here to share this with you. And to all our distinguished guests and friends and family of the Aggie Battalion, truly appreciate you all taking your time out of your day today to be with us as we commission this soon-to-be Army officer and formally induct him into the profession of arms. So it's a momentous day, to say the least. It's truly my pleasure to join everyone here from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where I have the privilege to command a battalion of paratroopers in the 82nd Airborne Division. It was interesting when it was a few months ago, I think, Roy, when you reached out to me and asked me to be the guest speaker today. I immediately acknowledged that you guys were reaching at the bottom of the barrel. You were asking me to come in and be your guest speaker. So anytime you're going to settle on a knuckle-dragging product of the Arizona public school system, you know you've reached your bottom. However, as Roy can attest, I tend to be much stronger than a smart ranger, and that's why I attribute any and all success I've had in the Army to the great leaders and soldiers that have propped me up on their shoulders. And I will tell you, if you keep that mindset, you will be very successful in the Army. I also recognize that I'm probably one of the only things between you and spending the rest of your day celebrating this great day. So I will try to keep this relatively short. Hopefully you'll all bear with me, as I was a computer science major in college, and if memory serves, I barely scraped by in my English classes. So it was only on the coattails of my classmates that were much more capable and articulate than I am that I actually passed college. So you're going to find that's a bit of a theme with me today. Success as an Army leader is all about, so keep that in mind. Clearly, the fact that I'm standing before you now as a tactical infantry battalion commander indicates that the system isn't always perfect, because I've rarely been great. But if I have ever been anything great, it's been because the people around me magnified what I was good at and balanced out my many shortcomings. But that really is what leadership is all about, isn't it? So this Army leadership business is a pretty serious thing. My battalion, the 1st Battalion, 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment, is, as we speak, finishing up the last week of pretty intensive squad live fire training, and as we begin to ramp up towards a combat deployment, this coming summer. And for all the cadets and the newly graduated officer in the room, this should mean a lot to you. It really should, because it defines your future and the choices that you've made to get where you're at right now. It says something about your character and your commitment, something bigger than yourself. You've signed up to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I think you're going to take an oath here in a little bit that reaffirms that. And unlike many previous generations, you all know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you'd be called upon to do that, exactly that. It's not a question of if, but a question of when. That is exceptional. It truly is. We think about the mindset it takes to know that you're signing up in a time of war. Choosing to be a leader, choosing to uphold values, and be the moral and ethical compass of your formation. Choosing to be competent, tactically and technically proficient professional. Our nation demands, and it absolutely does demand, that of us, to lead our national treasure, the sons and daughters of America, into the crucible of ground combat. It's a big deal and can seem a bit overwhelming when you take it all in stride. But really, I think it's pretty simple in in my most inarticulate way, I think it boils down to three simple things that hopefully you can carry forward for the rest of your career. Whether you serve 3 years or you serve 30 years. Those three things, I think, are character, competence, and commitment. We'll talk a little bit about those. So character in our profession counts and enables mission command. Character starts with our Army values and is the basis for the professional ethic. It gives leaders the moral force necessary for soldiers to trust them in tough spots in combat. Courage, integrity, physical and mental stamina, dependability, toughness, physical and moral fitness, and loyalty to subordinates really do make a difference. Being a combat leader of soldiers requires a lifetime of constant character development. It doesn't stop just because you got your lieutenant bars today. Sacrifice and self-discipline are now your watchwords. In battle, it means being with soldiers. It means feeling their pride and their pain and sharing their hardships and the danger, but then having the courage to go on and make the decisions to act at the least cost to them. You have to feel it all, but you must be able to decide and commit the unit to action. You must feel the pain, but you also must have the courage to make the decisions that may cost some of your soldiers their lives to accomplish the mission. Character is being secure, standing for something worthwhile, taking a stand to do what is right for the mission and your troops. Even though it might cost us professionally, it is not being threatened by new ideas or being questioned by your subordinates in the heat of battle. It means to lead troops, also means to serve them. And we truly are now a servant in all things. It means having the personal touch of remembering your individual soldiers and always having time for them, especially when you have asked them to do a tough mission. And you will ask them to do tough missions over and over again. It means really caring for your soldiers, but also having the courage to act when necessary, to put them in harm's way to accomplish your mission. If that sounds demanding, it is. It is. If this job was easy, anybody could do it. Duty as an Army officer, especially in combat, is the toughest taskmaster and demands character. It matters, and it is combat power by itself. The Army also depends on competence from you. The privilege of leadership is no small task, which is to build a winning team of ready, competent, and lethal soldiers who are prepared for the rigors of ground combat. The list of things the Army is going to ask you to be competent in is extensive, and for many of you, it will feel like it's never ending. However, the Army will provide you with a team of exceptional leaders and soldiers to help you in this task. But make no mistake, the responsibility is yours, and yours alone. As a platoon leader, you bear both the authority and responsibility for your entire organization. Good order and discipline, training from individual to collective, equipment and personnel readiness, leader development, and the readiness and resiliency of your organization's families. I bet most of you didn't realize that you were also going to be responsible for the families of the soldiers that are in your charge. It's a real thing. And it's absolutely critical to being ready to deploy and go to combat. I would ask you to understand mission command and create a culture that embraces mutual trust. Utilize mission orders to create shared understanding. Always remember that the Army is an intent-driven organization. This enables disciplined initiative and prudent risk-taking. Never ever forget that modern land warfare is tough, uncompromising, and highly lethal. The enemy is found and engaged at ranges from a few meters to thousands of meters. Casualties are sudden and unexpected, even though you know in your heart of hearts they will happen. Because of that, leaders and soldiers at every level are aware not only of the tactical, operational, and strategic problem-solving demands of war, but also the intense human dimension of what we do. They know results are final and frozen in time for a lifetime, but always at the cost of your soldiers. It's why at all levels the aim is always mission at least cost. Often that least cost is achieved by seasoned initiative and bold action. You and your soldiers have to feel it all to really know what to do. But in feeling it all, you must not be paralyzed into inaction. You must decide, often in nanoseconds, make the decision stick, and go on. You must feel, but they must act. You cannot give in to second guessing yourself nor your emotions. This is what makes combat leadership so demanding. This is why competence is so critical. It's why officers train hard and continually throughout a professional lifetime so they can make the few tough decisions they have to make in battle to put their soldiers in the best possible advantage against the enemy. Soldiers trust their officers to be able to do that, but also to assume responsibility when things do not go as planned, and quickly make the right adjustments to keep them at that advantage. Finally, I would tell you that leadership requires your complete and total commitment to your soldiers and to the larger organization. I'll leave you with two things that I hope will help you with that. First, if you want to lead, you must first be a servant. Your company, your platoon, your battalion, your brigade, the division, the Army, the Constitution, which is a fundamental part of the oath you're about to take, and the American people are your charges. Probably didn't think about it in that capacity as a second lieutenant, but that is what you represent. Never forget that. We serve them first, foremost, and always. Second, and finally, never forget that command and leadership are about love. For your team to get the very best out of you, you must love the organization, all it embodies, and its soldiers. Vince Lombardi once said, "I don't necessarily have to like my players and associates, but as a leader, I must love them. Love is loyalty. Love is teamwork. Love respects the dignity of the individual." This is the strength of any organization. When you lead with love, you bring your best and most authentic self to the organization. You bring passion and you demonstrate commitment. Your formation will absolutely feed off of it. And I promise you, if you approach leadership with love, with the same vigor, selflessness, and positivity that has guided you to this point today, you will exceed every expectation, and so will your organization. So, it's a big deal. It really is. But you're up to the task. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. You've got a bunch of your peers around you, propping you up. You have a great family with you right now that's got you to this point. Remember, you're going to ride the shoulders of other people as you continue to go through here, this Army career of yours. You're going to be great. Because you've been equipped with it, you've been equipped with the right family, the right friends, and this is the right organization that's going to get you there. So in closing, it's truly been my honor to spend this time with you today. Congratulations, Cadet, soon to be Second Lieutenant Gascot, for all you've achieved to get to this point. It is well earned, and you are ready to lead, whether you know it or not. And frankly, it doesn't matter if you know it or not. It's going to be a real thing in a few minutes here. I pray that God continues to bless you, your family, these cadets, and this organization with wisdom and strength, and you especially as you begin your young Army career and lead our great soldiers. And I wish you all a happy holiday season filled with love, family, and friendship. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Ladies and gentlemen, time for the commissioning portion of our ceremony. For the last time, our commissionee will be called forward as a cadet to receive the oath of office from Lieutenant Colonel Bynum. Following the oath, he will individually be called forward to have his bars pinned on by his family. Thereafter, he will be given his first salute. The traditional first salute marks the beginning of a career for a newly commissioned officer. The origin of the salute itself dates back to medieval times, when knights mounted would raise their right hand to the visor of their helmet to indicate that they were unarmed and that they did not intend any hostile intent. The practice of saluting has evolved over time to signify pride of service and mutual respect between the commissioned officers and the enlisted corps. It is customary for a newly commissioned officer to also give a silver dollar to the first NCO that salutes him or her. The salute represents formal recognition by the NCO of the transition between cadet to officer. Family members, please feel free to come down and take pictures at any time during your lieutenant's pinning. At this time, may the commissionee please come forward.
I state your name,
I, Hiram Gascot,
having been appointed
have been appointed
an officer in the United States Army,
an officer in the United States Army,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I will freely
that I will freely
take this obligation freely without any mental reservation
freely without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter, upon which,
upon which I am about to enter.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
All right. So I think you grab. Yeah, there we go. And make it official. All right. Lose the cake. That like a pro. Awesome. Well done. There you go.
Come on. You waited your whole life for this moment. We've always talked about getting swords.
You gotta be equal, guys. Yup, equal slices. Equal slices. Applied mathematics. We're the hypotenuse. Divided by the triangle.
That's what I was telling you. That's the hypotenuse, bro. Let's start cutting some triangles.
Hey, cut some triangles. my bro. Curb right there. I knew Kirby, I played football with him.
This. All right, now there's one person in front of him.
Amos Anselin. Hiram Gascot.